All right, let's see if we are up and running. Welcome to Thursday, 8 Questions with. I'm your host, Patrick from Have Cheetah Will View. And this will be the third and last show of Artist Week. And let me bring on our special co-hostess. You know her, you love her. She's the Midnight Hour, Miss Jennifer Tochi.
You love to hate me.
Huh? No, they love you, they know you. It's Jennifer. That's right. Yeah. So we couldn't do the show without having a guest hostess. So here we are once again. Um, hey Charles. Yes, every show I'm up to 7:45. Uh, the guest will be here at 8 o'clock. But I go on at 7:45 just because I know folks like you like to get here a little early so we can chit chat while we do that. Hey, I just made a
Hey,
rhyme.
Charles.
Said just made a rhyme. I said chit chat that. All right. I'm a poet and didn't know it.
You're all that.
Yeah. I may be slow, but I can flow. Okay. All right.
No.
Enough of that. No. I don't know what happened to this day. This day was a lost day for me. It should have been a busy day, but it was a lost day. But I will redeem it because I will be working my ass off half the night. Hey, Slay, how are you, sir? I think. How was your day, Jennifer? I see you have blanket on. Okay, that tells me all I need to know. Have you gotten snow yet?
We got a little snow last week, but it's just wind and cold.
Yep. This is yesterday. We had the record amount of people to hit the thumbs up before the show hit. Before the show hit yesterday, we had 6 thumbs up, and that was a record. And we've already beaten it one day later. We already got 9 thumbs up, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. That is amazing. It means that we are gaining traction here. We are gaining traction. This has been one of the funnest weeks for me since I've been doing the show. Braden on Tuesday and Diana yesterday. We got Diz and Rico tonight. I just can't. This has just been fun. Hey, Katie. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. I'm gonna do one quick share out that I get to do every time I do this. I get to go and put this on Reddit. Thanks to our good friend Kevin from Tuber Chat, who invited me on to this group, and so he lets us promote ourselves on there. So I get to promote, and his group is actually growing. It's sort of fun to sit there, and every time I go on it, it seems like there's like one more person, and so he's got 200 people on his Reddit group. I know that's really small, really small, but you know what? I'm grateful. I'm grateful that he has it for us to use. All right. So I wasn't entirely a slacker today. I did book a couple of new shows. I did book a new show. I booked a new show with an actress named Chloe Triakos. She's done a series called The Righteous Gemstones. I guess she's in that a series called The Righteous Gemstones. I think it's on Netflix, and I guess the second season's coming out soon, and but I'm reviewing her film, and she's gonna be on a special night too. It's 2 now in November. Eleanor Lambert will be with us on Friday on the 5th, and I put Chloe on the 19th. So Chloe will be coming in and visit. It's gonna be a fast show. We only get her for 30 minutes. So we'll go up at 7:45. We'll crank out the interview. It won't be very long, but I'm glad to have it. The movie I'm watching is called it's like a My Fair Lady. It's like a My Fair Lady. It's called Introducing Jodea, and yeah, not bad. I mean, she's very cute in it for sure. Um, I can't comment too much about the movie because I think it's embargoed. Mr. Bones is here. Mr. Bones. Thank you for
Um,
coming up. Again, feel free to share us out if you wish. Um, so got to do the calendar every single time. I got to do the calendar. Uh, so the October is done for us after tonight. We have the Spooktacular on Sunday. I think the Spooktacular is going to happen in two different. We're trying to figure out how we're going to do the Spooktacular because I was hoping that Hobbs would be able to come up and um, and do the wheel off, but he says he can only do it off the phone, so he might actually do the contest. We might go side by side. We're trying to figure it out. We'd love to do the Spectacular on live, but I don't know how to do a wheel. I don't know how to do the wheels of doom. So we're figuring it out. But I know that Project Ellsworth dropped a entry. I think we might have more than last year. I sent over my list of people that entered the show for the spectacular drawing. I sent him the list plus the other people that are already in. I think he's going to have over. I think he's going to have an army. In fact, he was actually sitting there going like, "I got so many people now," and so that's what we're all hoping for. Now, I know he wanted everybody to make a video, but what's more important is that everybody connected with him, and they have. Everybody that I saw there is actually friends. I mean, they know Hobbs. It wasn't anybody that I didn't know that came into our stream last week and entered. So that's good. And it would have been nice to have. Well, there might have been a couple of fresh faces in there. I don't know. All I know is that Sunday we're starting the Spooktacular at 9:30. We're running for 4 hours. It's going to be awesome. I don't know how Hobbs is going to do the stream, or I don't know how he's going to do the wheel. He might do it before. I don't know. But it's going to be fun. And everybody has a great chance. It's going to be 2 entries per person. He didn't know that either. He says, "Did I say 2 entries?" I said, "He did it last year. Everybody got 2 entries last year." so yes, 2 entries this year because it'll make the drawing that much more fun. And he's going to be able to run it out.
he wanted to make it just like last year.
Remember last year? Unfortunately, the drawing it got corrupted. He lost like the middle third of the show. He started doing the names and it just died on him. And then he brought it back up and there's 4. And he didn't know that until afterwards, so he couldn't have gone back and fixed it. So that happens.
I trusted it.
I trusted him too.
Yeah.
I trust. Anybody that does a wheel, I trust. I I have a little leery. I'm a little leery about the names in the hat. I'll be honest with you. Names in the hat. I'm like, okay. I like the wheel. I like the wheel. I think it's more fun, and you get to root for people. Like, come on, Jennifer, win. Um, Mr. Bones is in. I think Mr. Bones is going to be there. We're all there, so it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. All right. So I'm sure you guys are all here yesterday, and I'm sure you guys all going to get tired of hearing this, but this is a routine for me, and that is that we have to do the calendar because it's important. So the 31st Halloween on the Night Watch Zones channel, we are having the IFC Midnight Nights. We are talking about the wind. That will start at 8 o'clock. At 9:30 here on our channel, this channel here, we will be doing Spectacular 2021. Next Tuesday, we have the star of the Amityville Moon. Augie Duke will be here with us at 8 p.m. On the 3rd of November, we have my friend Jonathan from Platex, the YouTube channel Platex2. He is a film collector, film buff, so we'll be talking about his collection and his love of film. He is a fellow member of the film community, a fellow YouTuber. On the Thursday, the 4th, we have at 2 p.m., we have our friend Laura Dove will be here. She writes one of the most influential blogs in Great Britain. It deals with family and travel and fun and grief. Yeah, there's her blog, her writing is really, really strong. Her husband, Gaz, actually takes all the pictures for her blog, and he is a awesome photographer. Not even kidding. So that'll be at 2 p.m. next Thursday. And then Jamie Olsen will be here next Thursday night at 8 p.m. next a week from tonight. Jamie Olsen. And then on Friday, 8 p.m., we will have Eleanor Lambert will be here. She is the star of the new movie Time Now. She is the daughter of Christopher Lambert from Highlander and Diane Lane from many, many, many movies, including Must Love Dogs. Was it on Must Love Dogs or I think it was both Must Love Dogs, and then she did one called Under the Toucan Sun. So she'll be here talking about her movie debut, Time Now. On the 9th of November, we have Polly Shannon, a wonderful actress from Canada. She'll be here at 8 o'clock. On the 10th at 2 p.m., we're heading across the pond again to talk to actress Fran Winston. She is an Ireland-based actress, and we'll be talking to her about her career. And on the 10th, 8 p.m., my friend Cedric Gegel will be here. He's an actor, director, screenwriter, and one of the most positive people you'll ever meet. You'll love Cedric, I promise you. He's a really nice guy. Hopefully he's feeling good for that show. He had a concussion, and he got hit. He got in a car accident. He had a concussion, and so he's really concerned because he says he's had a couple other, and concussions are no fun. I can tell you that I've had two in my life, and I don't want any more ever. And then on the 11th we have Candace Corella will be here, and yeah, we'll just do 2 weeks out. That's all I'm going to do. 2 weeks out. You'll have to stick around to see who else is coming up because we do got some fun stuff planned. We definitely do. So stick around for that. So sheWIND is a husband and wife team. They are a YouTube channel. They're in Florida. They have a family. They're in the education system, but they're guarding their privacy, and we respect that. And they have really hit the scene really blazingly hot. Their videos are just taking off. Their subs are just. I haven't seen a channel blow up so fast. Honestly, it's the first time I've seen something like this. I've never seen it before. I know that the closest thing I could equate to it is Night Watch Zone. After Night lost his channel and he had to bring it back. Yeah, that's probably the closest thing I can think of that has grown as fast. But Rico and Dizzy have grown faster, and here they are. Greetings.
What's up?
What's going on?
Nothing.
If I would have known better, if I would have known better, I would have actually got you a Starship Trooper helmet for my friend Eric. I actually would have did that for you.
Oh, don't worry about it.
It has a mask on it and everything. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, Mr. Bones will be proud. Mr. Bones is in the house, and Rick will be here. I'm sure Rick will be here. That is an awesome mask. That is perfect. So now we know for sure that you are a real human. How are you tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
We were just talking about your channel, about how your channel, as far as I'm concerned, I have never seen a channel grow so fast as yours.
Oh yeah, thanks. We are really happy with how fast it's growing.
I think the only other channel that I've seen, like I mentioned right before he came on, that rivals it is when Night Watch Zone, he lost this channel. He had just crossed the 1,000-person mark, and we're all celebrating with him. And next thing you know, YouTube comes by, and I still don't know exactly what happened, but they waxed his page. He brought it back, and the whole community, and I do mean the whole community, all rallied, and they all resubbed to him, and now they're up there again. I think they'll reach 1,000 by the end of the year. I think you'll reach 1,000 by the end of November. Based on what I'm saying, I think you're going to be, yeah. It's amazing. How are you handling that?
It's really great. It's one of the best things is seeing how many new followers that we get every day. It'll be like 7 new followers or 8 new followers. That's like, one of the highlights of the day is seeing how many new people follow us.
Um, I mean, is it starting to get hard now to keep up with everybody?
Um, you know, it's a little harder than it was at first, but it's always exciting, like, and we have the people that we're closest to, like you guys and popping the popcorn and the channels that we interact with the most. So we definitely keep closer to them and we interact with them the most. So like that's nice having people that you could connect with.
Yeah, I'm just, I mean, it's always a highlight when we see you, when we see you come by our channel and drop a comment, and it's always a treat. And but like I said, we've never seen anything like this before. Where you're, oh, we were just talking about you, Knight. We are just talking about you about your channel growth. Wow, see, I think Knight has supernatural ears. It's either that or Jerry has supernatural ears. One of those two Night Watchstone guys. We were just talking about the channel, how fast the channels grow. Yeah, it must be just absolutely just crazy. You're right. I mean, but to try to keep up with everybody, how much time do you take a day to do that? I mean, do you set aside? Do you have to set like a little time now for you and your husband to actually work the YouTube page, or is it just whenever you want to?
We do. We set aside a couple hours in between, like work and the kids and stuff like that. Luckily, there's 2 of us to work on it, so that's good. But it kind of just become part of our routine of juggling that and handling all the other aspects of life. But it's a fun, both of us enjoy it, so it's like a fun habit. We don't consider it like work. It's way better than going to actual work. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can understand that. I love it. I don't consider it work either. I mean, it is work though. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's something that you really love doing and you put a lot of effort into it. So where did the idea where did you decide to start your your YouTube channel?
Well, it actually came from watching the movie Into the Spider-Verse. So I can't handle that movie. And my husband thought it was absolutely hilarious. But we came out of that movie and I was like, what happened? Like, where were they? Did you understand that movie? And he was like, that movie was not complex. Like, what are you talking about? That was a kid's movie. Like, and I was like, but where were the characters? Like, did you just watch the same movie I did? And he was like, we should, like do this. Like, we should make this a thing. Like, we should review movies. And he was like, you're hilarious. And I was like, yeah. I'm not trying to be funny though. I'm literally confused by this movie. Like, this movie just blew my mind.
I'm with you. I get confused over movies too. I do. How about you, Jennifer? Any movies? How about you ever confused by any movies?
There are some that, I can, people joke with me that I can watch the most horrible slasher movies in the world. And then, like with The Witch, I saw The Goat and freaked out on it. I get just freaked out by certain things.
Yeah, I got freaked out over The Goat too, but I got freaked out because he was so damn cute. He was so cute in that movie. I know he's supposed to be all menacing and stuff, but I looked at him and I was like, that is so damn cute. That goat was funny as hell. Now, have you and your husband always been a movie people, or I mean, when you guys first met, did you guys see a lot of movies, or did you see a lot of movies yourself growing up?
No, it was kind of a thing me and my husband did ever since we started dating. We even went to movies with his parents at the movie theater. So that was just something that we always did. The night we first started dating, we watched A Walk to Remember. That was my choice, not his, clearly. But yeah, we've always just watched movies together. That's always just been our thing.
Wow, that's a movie to start out with. That's the one with Mandy Moore and Shane West. I know that one. That's a sad movie.
It is, of course, because it's based on a Nicholas Sparks book, which all of those are meant to make you cry. That's the sole purpose of those. So
So how did Rico take it after you watched that? Did he go like I'm confused?
no, he didn't. He understands concepts and follows plots a lot better than me. So he was able to understand that one. I don't think he, found it as thrilling as I did, but
No, I think that's great. I think that's great. I can just imagine him coming out and going like, that's great though, because you guys there's never gonna be any movie that you guys are not gonna be able to watch together. He's not gonna ever put you in a place where you're gonna be uncomfortable. So every movie that he watches, you guys watch, it's gonna be really fun to watch, even if you don't necessarily get it at the first time through. Um, do you guys ever watch anything like the Hallmark movies?
Sometimes, I always am a sucker for the Hallmark movie channel, especially when they do it like at Christmas and stuff. So, I can't say no to that. So sometimes I make him watch that with me, but I wouldn't say he puts that on voluntarily.
Now, how I know I saw the breakdown of how long it takes for you guys to put your animation together. Um, did your husband go to school for that? Did he go to art school for that? I mean, to learn how to make animation like that?
No, he has been animating movies probably since I would say middle school. He's been making animated videos, like music videos, and he kind of taught himself how to do it. He also like has knows how to draw cartoon characters really well. He taught himself how to do that as well. So he's just kind of had that kind of gift, I guess. He actually went to school for theater.
Oh, really?
Oh, both
Theater as an
artists.
actor, or theater as in to learn how to run one, work behind it.
It was acting.
Okay. That's great. I was not aware of that. Now, are you artistic yourself?
No, not really. I really like to those coloring books, like those adult coloring books.
Right.
I really like those, but you know, that just staying inside the lines, something that we teach 5-year-olds how to do. So, but I wouldn't consider that artistic. I still draw stick people, so
I do
Um,
those too. The stack of amount of those coloring books I have is horrible.
they're
I
really
love
fun.
them too.
They're
Yeah, they
fun
are.
and they're calming. It's like
Yeah.
they're calming after a long day of work. But yeah, my artistic abilities is not. Our son, who's 7, has more artistic ability than I do. So
uh, so let's walk through let's walk for a minute. Let's walk through what it takes for one of your episodes to come together. Now, you guys explained, like, you guys did a how to, or behind the scenes look, but some of the folks here might not have seen that, so I doubt that. I think everybody probably would have seen that. But does it really take 2 weeks? And how long? I mean, how big a part is your part? Is it just the movie part? You just sit there and watch the movie, and do you watch it through just one time, or do you have to watch it through a couple of different times to help you remember what you saw?
well, he always says that the biggest hurdle is getting me to watch the movie because typically it's a movie that I wouldn't normally watch. Like, Mad Max or like Big Trouble in Little China. So he'll chase me down and say, look, this is the movie we're watching this week, and then I'll sit down and watch it. We only watch it one time, and then we'll do the review, usually like a day after, and then he does all the editing himself, the editing of the review, and he does all the animation himself. So, and then, like I'm in charge of the channel, like I'm the one who's commenting on everything and stuff. But yeah, that's his part is all the editing and all the animating. So, it really does take about a week and a half or two to get it all done because of our schedules.
Yeah, you guys are both in the education system, so you guys plus you have a family. So it must be you trying to find the time must be a little difficult.
Yeah, that's what our biggest factor is time. And then, just making sure to fit everything in. And we're both perfectionists. So we just want to make sure that everything looks right. And then he also wants to put like additional videos up there, like, some of the Chris Chan videos, or some of the other videos that he puts on the channel, just to keep people in between the 2-week movie reviews,
Right.
to keep people like interested in the channel. So that's also something else that he's putting in the work to do.
It's funny because you and I were talking before the show, and you were saying, "Don't mention the Chris Chan," and I'm like, I don't even know who Chris Chan is. I was like, I'm watching this on your channel, going like, who's this Chris Chan? It's just like I didn't know if it was is this a new character you guys are working on to push the channel, or is it a book character? I didn't know anything about Chris Chan at all. I still don't. All I know is that whenever I see Chris Chan, all of a sudden it's like everybody shows up for the party. Everybody shows up for the party, regular for the movies, but they show up regular for the Chris Chan stuff too. And I'm going like, okay, is this a movie character I didn't see about, didn't know about? And I was just like completely confused because all of a sudden Chris pops up, and all of a sudden it's like, booyah, the party starts. It's just funny as hell because I'm like, okay, that's creativity. I love the creativity. I'm like, we're seeing something here. But then I poked around, and I'm going like, yeah, now I understand it. Now I understand. Weird. That's all I'll say about it. If you want to know about Chris Chan, just hit the Google. That's all I can say. So now, are you going to be able to pick your own movies to watch? Because so far, two guys and a cheetah have picked your movies.
I don't know if he'll let me. I don't know if he'll let me pick a movie to watch.
Okay, so hopefully though, that we'll be able to help you along with that, so we can help you watch some really good movies. That's the thing. We're gonna come in there and save you. All I gotta say too, that the review for Little China, Big Trouble in Little China. Oh my gosh, that had me in tears. That had me. Kurt Russell. I've never seen Kurt Russell get his ass kicked so well than I did. That's watching you guys dissect the Big Trouble in Little China. What was it about the movie that just absolutely just had you just like, what the hell am I watching?
Well, like there were just parts when like when he entered the brothel scene, or like that part, that was like, what really, is this what's happening in this movie right now? And then the whole thing when the people were like floating, the guy was making them float like with the magical powers. I was like, where is this, like a magic movie, or is this a fighting movie, or what's going on right now? Like, I don't really know what type of movie I'm watching.
I watched that movie at least 5 or 6 times, and after watching your review of it, I'm wondering the same thing now.
It was like like I was like, is this, oh, this is going to be like a fighting movie. That's what this is going to be. And then it was like, oh, now people are floating. And then I was like, oh, like this is like I don't really know what genre this is. Like it was just a strange combination. Like they wanted to fit it all in one mix and try to hit all the viewers, I guess. I don't really know.
You know, do you watch horror films by chance? I mean, you're in the middle of the horror community. So do you like watching horror films?
Not typically by choice. But like my daughter loves horror movies, so like when she's here, we'll watch them. Or our son, who thinks he's grown, he tries to watch horror movies. And my husband also loves horror movies, so I'm surrounded by like horror fans. So, like, what was it? The other one that we watched?
What do you mean? Sorry, Rico here. I'm just in the background.
What's going on, Rico?
Hi, Rico.
Hey.
What was the movie we watched the other night?
Which one?
The horror movie?
Willy's Wonderland?
No, it was like Silent Hill or something.
Silent Hill, yeah.
Silent Hill. We watched Silent Hill the other night.
Are you guys going to do the part 1 or part 2?
Part 1.
Are you guys going to do that movie for a future episode?
I don't know if we're going to review Silent Hill.
We didn't do a post one for it because I was mostly watching it, and she just kind of came in and sat down and started watching it.
Right. Because I know that you guys go after some movies that might be a little cheesy or a little bit a little bit out there, but it's gonna be interesting when I just want to see what would happen when you guys watch a good movie, because I want to see because I want to see what happens. I do. That's why I made that. That's why I'm like, I want to see what happens when they get just a great movie. I want to see her reaction to that.
Okay, so maybe I have really bad taste, but I think all the movies I've picked out are amazing.
I think pretty much too, especially the last one. And like I said, I felt sorry for Kurt Russell. He definitely got his feelings hurt for that one. Yeah, I'm just curious to see if you guys would actually venture into horror or creature features or stuff like that, because different genres, there's different things to laugh at or to get lost at. Now
Westerns would be great.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about The Quick and the Dead.
Oh, the Sharon Stone Russell Crowe one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a fun one to do. That was so hyper stylized. So you guys don't, when you were watching your movies, are you like a book reader, Dizzy? Are you more of a book reader than a film watcher?
Yeah, I have too many books. He always tries to make me get rid of some of my books because the bookshelves are overflowing. But I collect books, especially by certain authors. I don't have as much time now to read as I would like because of the kids and because of teaching and everything. But I love reading.
Me too. I was wondering because when you mentioned you hadn't seen some of the movies before, and I was just like wondering. I mean, some of the movies are, even if you haven't seen them, they're in the pop culture. Everybody knows about them, and I'm just wondering. Well, the only people I know that really don't know about certain movies are people who read, believe it or not, because they're reading books, they're reading novels and stuff like that. So they don't keep up with pop culture. They don't watch a lot of TV and whatnot. What did you? How about you, Rico? Where did you get your love of movies at?
Oh, my dad showed me Conan the Barbarian at 8 years old, which rocked my world. Totally inappropriate. I remember going to see Aliens 3 in the theater when I was still probably in either middle school or something. So my parents were huge horror fans, didn't care what I watched, and it was a great escape for me as a kid. So I became really obsessed. We had when we first started dating, I literally took the the inside pocket. You remember how these used to come out with little pockets inside them with the picture in them? I literally taped those across our entire wall of all these crazy movies I used to watch. And, Dizzy would be sitting there going, why are you taping these to the wall? I'm like, look at all these great movies and all this great stuff. So I've been a huge film nerd for years.
I
But
think he watched Gremlins when he was like 5.
younger, yeah. I remember when Gremlins came out in VHS. I named our first dog Gizmo.
You guys might laugh about this, but my car's name is Roger Young.
Nice.
Not even kidding.
Love it.
What about you, Tochi? Did you name your car, or your son name his car? I'm sure. How about you guys? Everybody in the chat, what's the name of your car? Because I know you guys name your car.
I only named my first car, and it was a lime green Nova. So I said, this is Booger.
Now, are you guys gonna do some slapstick? You guys, I mean, what's your favorite genre overall? I mean, is it romance for you, Dizzy, and is it action adventure for you, Rico?
Definitely romantic comedy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for me, it's sword and sorcery, like 80s sword and sorcery.
Awesome. There's a lot of great there's a lot of good sorcery films in the 80s and the 90s. Hey Stephen, how are you, sir? Ricky says he named his dog Gizmo.
Nice.
So we were talking about how long it takes for you to do this and your early start, Rico. Where did you become an artist? I mean, when did you start doing art for yourself? When you realized that you liked what you're doing.
Oh, so I am not an artist at all. I have to really admit that. I think Dizzy was definitely complimenting me more than I really am.
You can draw.
I can draw, but all of our animations that we do for our show are almost made like a video game editor, where I have pre-made bodies that I put pre-made eyes and pre-made noses, pre-made hair, and just try to make them look like the characters. So it's much more of a, like create a character from a video game is how I design all these things through different softwares and stuff like that I actually used when I was teaching high school to teach my courses. I used animation to get the kids excited. So I kind of took that talent that I used to make my classroom exciting into this. And, again, it was just after watching, again, it was for years, she's always had the funniest reactions to movies. And I would just die crying. I still remember we watched The Thing. And I still want to do The Thing again, even though I made her already watch it once. But she was like, I don't understand what was with the Swedes. And I was like, there was no Swedish people in the movie. She goes, no, the Swedish people at the beginning. The Swedish. I'm like, they're the Norwegians? And she's like, no, they were Swedish. And I was like, oh, I got to record this. And so that's kind of where, it kind of came from.
Isn't it a real blessing to have a cute wife?
Oh, seriously. And that's the thing is that people kind of ask me, like, why am I doing this? What's the point of this? Is I think I have the most spectacular wife in the entire planet and one of the funniest people I've ever met. And I get to show her off, and I get to show the world how hilarious and creative she is. And again, we do the movie review in one take. She just literally is just talking. The only thing I cut out are like her pauses, because sometimes she has a little bit of like a second or two pause in like what she's thinking. That's the only thing I cut out. I don't give her any hints. I don't tell her, hey, say it like this. This would be a good joke. Hey, why don't you use this name? None of that. She just goes for it, and it's just spectacular and hilarious.
Did you ever think that you'd be doing this, Dizzy? Doing something like this?
Not in a million years. I don't really think it's that funny when I say it, because I'm just like talking honestly. Like with the Into the Spider-Verse, after we watched it, I was just honestly confused. Like I wasn't trying to be funny. I legitimately didn't know what happened. Like I was honestly lost, and he thought it was so funny, but I was like, I don't know. And like everybody says that movie Inception like confused everybody, but like that was my Inception, was Into the Spider-Verse. And they said they're making another one, and I was like, I cannot. If you make Into the Spider-Verse 2, I don't think my brain can handle it. Like I cannot. I think it'll like blow my mind. Like I consider myself kind of a smart person. I'm pretty well educated, but like that was what? Like that was a total. I mean, I was totally lost, and everybody I know was like, it was so great. And I was like, I mean, like what?
See, what you've done just now is proven what we've always said about origin movies. This is why origin movies are the hardest movies to do, because you have to do an origin movie where you introduce people who know nothing about the characters, and you have to watch them. So it's like you have to make it relatable to the viewer who's never heard of them. Have you ever watched any of the other MCU movies? Have you watched like Spider-Man or Captain America or anything like that?
Yeah,
Or
I've watched Spider-Man, and I've watched some of the other Spider-Mans where what Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man. I've watched those movies.
Wow. And you got okay. So I thought maybe you got lost, and because you've never seen any other Spider-Man movies, because that would explain that. But no, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, the line she said after Into the Spider-Verse, I think maybe the funniest line I ever heard was, "That would have been a good movie if it wasn't for the dimensional stuff and there was only one Spider-Man." Which then I said, that defeats the whole purpose of the movie. And she goes, right, but which one was Spider-Man? And I was like, they're all Spider-Man.
See, but like I still don't know.
Oh, that is just awesome. That's great. That is so cute. Now, it takes you about 2 weeks to do the each episode, right?
About that, yeah. It's about it. So again, you have to remember I do have a full-time job. So like sheWIND and I get up at around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning every day to be able to do comments, check on videos, and for me to do some of my editing. We get to work, leave work about 7 after getting the kids ready, the kids up, all that. You know, we got 2 young boys in the house, gotta get them ready. And then usually at night I'm up until maybe 11. Continue to work on it. So I've got a good 6 hours of sleep a night to, you know, keep the sheWIND channel going. And again, not, you know, and my wife is doing all the comments all day, doing all that stuff. And again, it takes a lot of time. I watch her. She's watching your guys' videos and she's making her comments and she's enjoying, I mean, she enjoys it, but it takes her hours and hours to get through, you know, 200-300 people's worth of videos. And I can tell you right now, and again, I love everyone.
You're not gonna be able
Halloween
to do it.
is killing her.
Yeah. I think it really just we talked about that before, and now that you're here with us in front of the camera, so to speak. Are you amazed by how fast that your channel has grown?
I don't understand. I'm very confused. I honestly, my goal was to break 100 people after 1 year. And so, you know, that was our first goal was if we could hit 100 people to enjoy this, I thought we did something. So, you know, when we hit 100 people in like a month, I was blown away and just, you know, again, blessed and honored to have such an amazing community kind of enjoy my wonderful wife and her humor and my silly obsession with Chris Chan, which again,
I know we're supposed to be talking about this, Dizzy. I'm sorry, but we gotta talk about this. We have to because a little bit because there's some people probably out there who don't know what Chris Chan is. I thought Chris Chan was an original character that you were experimenting with, and so well, that tells you what I know. You're not the only one confused, Dizzy. You're not the only. Could you imagine if he sat down and I watched Chris Chan? I'd be probably sounding very much like you. I'd be like, what the hell am I watching? What? All right.
Who,
So
what, where, why, how?
Okay, so tell us, give us a Reader's Digest version of Chris Chan.
All right, Chris Chan is an internet persona who was the original writer of a fan art comic book called Sonichu, which was just Sonic and Pikachu combined together, that he became famous about. His other thing he was very famous about was he used to stand around in, I think it was Ruckersville, Virginia, holding a sign saying, looking for boyfriend-free girlfriends. And so he's just this over-the-top character. And again, our goal with our Chris Chan videos is not to make fun of the person, but to kind of embellish his online persona in a fun way. Because again, our goal is never to be mean or downhearted or to hurt anyone. Because again, the point of our channel is to bring joy to everyone who sees our little videos. So it's the whole goal is just to have fun with the character that he is, the character he puts out as his persona, and just to have a fun time. I've been following Chris Chan's, I guess you call it adventures, since like 2014-ish. As just kind of a viewer of it and just finding that the internet persona hilarious. And so again, it was one of those things that, you know, I said, I have an idea for a quick Chris Chan video. And my wife was like, sure, put it up. I don't care. So I was like, okay. And I put it up, and then now it has 50,000 views. And I just, you know, so I get to say, hey, Dizzy, I get to make more now.
Yeah. So is he a character or is he a real person?
He is a real person, but his persona is so out there. He's practically a character.
Okay.
The lore behind him, everything about him, he is a real person. What has happened to him in the most recent years is really unfortunate. He is she is transgender, so she is in prison at this point. You know, I really don't want to go into too much detail with that, but you could Google all that stuff. But again, it's meant to be fun, lighthearted humor at sometimes in other ways tragic story if you actually dig into it about this person and all the stuff they've went through. So to be able to kind of smile and enjoy life and smile and have fun with it is kind of our goal, because again, sometimes some of these subject matters can get really depressing, and just to bring a little bit of happiness to it is kind of our goal.
I got another question too. Obviously, well, what does your daughter think about this, about her parents doing something so fun?
Our daughter literally thinks that we're not cool. So, you know, her first response was, well, I still have more Instagram followers, was her kind of response. So what do you think, Dizzy?
She's 25, so she thinks anything that we do is uncool.
Yeah.
So in other words, she's Carmen.
Yes.
she just basically thinks that, you know, we're the most uncool people on the planet. So I mean, like, you know, we could say that, you know, we're going to Disney, and she would think that was uncool. You know, we could, you know, go get a tattoo, and she could say that was uncool. So it wouldn't matter what we did, it would be uncool. If we got a new car, I mean, anything we did is uncool to her. So
I do think that you know how it is. You know, fleet and infantry don't mix.
Do you get any jealousy from your younger kids, like that it's taking up your time? Do you ever get that?
Not really. I mean, our youngest one, he's an infant, so he doesn't really understand what's going on. So he just wants attention all the time anyway. And our other one, he's a young elementary schooler. He's about 8. So he you know, kind of is starting to be independent and do his own thing. So he wants to hang out with us, but he's also like, you know, wants to be on his tablet, and he watches these video game reviewers now, and he wants to sometimes he wants to dad is his favorite person in the whole world now, so he wants to play video games with dad, and he wants to spend time with him, but you know, while I'm doing the comments and stuff, it's a good thing for him to do. So play video games with dad, or like we all watch Silent Hill, so he's really into movies now. You know, he's starting to really get into movies, so that's really fun. It's become a fun thing for us to do as a family. Last year, we went to Hocus Pocus in the theater for our daughter's birthday, so that was really fun. So,
did he get scared when he saw Sarah Jessica Parker?
Bad Patrick.
He liked it. He liked that movie. So he actually named the pumpkin that we got this year after the cat in that movie. So
yeah, we picked up a pumpkin that has a cat face on it, and he goes, "Oh, it's Binks," and we're like, "What's Binks?" And he goes, "You know, Binks from Hocus Pocus," and I'm like, "Wow, you remember that well."
Yeah, that's you know, because I know you guys, and honestly, and it's sad to say, it really is sad. You guys definitely are guarded your security. Before we did this interview, you know, I was just as adamant as you guys were about protecting your identity and whatnot. I'm very much a privacy advocate too. Um, Now, what's going to happen though? What's going to happen? Like, how do you tell your son not to tell? Is he still too young to understand what you guys are doing online? And when he gets old enough, how are you going to talk to him about it? How are you going to tell him that you really can't say anything about what we're doing here? Or will you do that?
You want me to answer this one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll answer this one. So yeah, we already kind of had that issue with our daughter. Our daughter really wanted to like help promote us and get all of our family and friends to like it and kind of get that going. But again, we were very much like, no, this is, again, something we want. One of the biggest things, which is, again, when we started the channel, everyone really recommends is like, get all your friends and family to first follow you and like it.
Mhm.
And we were very much like, no, because that's not genuine people enjoying it and watching this. We want people who don't have a bias, who want to learn about us and learn about the stuff we're doing better than just having friends and family who will just, blow smoke up our butts and say, oh, great job, you're doing good. I wanted the comment saying, oh, that's not funny, that is funny, let's do it this way, let's do it that way. That's what I wanted to kind of do it. And again, we had some great messages at first saying, hey, your audio quality sucks. And it's like, oh, good to know. We didn't even recognize audio quality. Hey, you have a fan on in the background. Oh, I didn't even notice we had a fan on in the background. Like things like that really kind of helped us. Where a family member would have never told us that stuff. They would just be like, oh, sweetie, it's fine. So, and our younger son, he knows about it. I have to kind of keep him off the Chris Chan one and say, hey, that's not appropriate for a 7-year-old. Turn that off. And he's asked, can he tell his teacher at school?
Oh,
And I said, no, please, I beg of you, don't. So I think he's still a little young, but I think it's something that we will have to just kind of sit down and explain to him that, we both work in education field. Again, while our animations are not so crude, we're not, what's that movie? Was it Fritz the Cat? Was that the one? The adult animation?
yeah.
Whatever that was, or heavy metal. I'll say heavy metal. That's an easier. That's what I remember is heavy metal. So we're not heavy metal. We're not going to that extreme, but still, for a elementary school teacher and someone else who works in education, that could be really frowned upon. And to be like, look what this person's subjecting our children to, even though it's not meant for children. So that's our main reason we want to try to keep this, because again, we really actually love our jobs.
Yeah, I it's one of the things. It's for one thing, it's absolutely sad. It's sad that you have to go to this extremes, because you're right. I mean, in today's world, this could cause a problem. I mean, people could cause problems with it, could be offended by it or whatnot, which is absolutely, and because this is my show, I'll say it, but it's absolutely bullshit.
Yep.
And but yeah, I know it's just like, you see people like get caught, 3 years, or 10 years ago or 15 years ago, they said a bad word and now they're being called out for it today, which I find absolutely asinine. And I just feel really bad. I feel really bad. I mean, it's like, and my question is to you is, sir, what would happen if someone spots you? Have you guys considered what would you do? Because one of the things about Disney is he has a very distinctive voice, and I think the more popular your channel gets, because we were talking about this before, at the start of the interview, your channel is just growing so fast. It's just a matter of time. It's not if it's going to happen; it's just when it's going to happen.
Yeah, we've kind of talked about it, and we do think that once we've grown big enough that we feel comfortable, and that we can be able to do a face reveal and all that, we will. I would, again, this is a hobby for us, and I hate to be this way. I'd rather delete every video than cause any harm to Dizzy and her career and all that, and we'll just move on if that's the case. I don't want that to happen, but at the same time, she's been working as a teacher for all these years, and she's done such a spectacular job. And I don't want to say I twisted her arm into this at all, because I think she has fun with it too, and she's enjoying it. But it's definitely kind of like, I totally respect. And again, it was actually funny because when we first started, the main reason we wanted to keep our identity secret was because Dizzy was worried people were going to make fun of her.
Oh my God, no! Oh God, really?
Yeah,
Oh
she
no,
said
you're
people are going to think
oh
I'm stupid. People are going to think I'm dumb. People are going to think
no,
that I'm
no,
the stupidest person in the world. And then she thought that was going to hurt her job. Was you go, oh, you're a teacher who's stupid. You shouldn't be a teacher.
no. Wow, no, you're way too cute. It's it's a really this is a really cute thing. No, no. I do think those people probably think that it is scripted. I think some of the new people probably will get into that, but it isn't. I'm telling you that. You can definitely tell there's a wonderment about what how Disney sees the movie. And you can't disguise that. You can't disguise like how amazed you are or perplexed you are or anything like that. You can't really plan for that. You know when someone watches the movie for the first time when they talk about it, what they're really feeling. Um, hey, Eric.
Um, it just sounds like to me when you talk about the movie that you're a logical person
Yeah,
who doesn't understand illogical movies.
yeah, you come across it completely unbiased. That's the thing. I mean, you truly do come across as really being sit down and watch it and like, what am I watching? Um, I who here doesn't still have that have that wonderment? I still like that. I still like sitting down in front of a movie and going like, what the hell did I just watch? I love that wonderment. So no, I don't see no, not at all. Um, uh, so you guys are both in education. When that was a plan. Did you guys both plan? Were you guys both teachers when you met, or is it something that you guys met through your jobs? Did
Um,
you,
no, we went to the same high school, and then we ended up also going to the same college because we both got scholarships. And I ended up majoring in teaching. He ended up majoring in acting, and then he ended up. I ended up teaching, and then he ended up getting into teaching at a private school, and so we both. He was teaching secondary education, and I have always taught elementary education. And then now he works in the education field at a nonprofit.
okay, Eric and Casey. Eric and Casey have comments here. It says Eric mentioned. Yeah, Katie says. Let's see. Mr. Bone says you're awesome, Dizzy. Um, Katie says you're not stupid. She loves you. Eric's mentioning never feel you'll be looked at stupid or dumb using YouTube. We're our own worst critics. Um, uh, I think it's really. Casey says I really think it's great that you two have a hobby that you have fun doing together. Amen to that, Casey. Amen to that. That's a secret to a long and successful marriage. You got to have stuff in common. You can still do your own thing, but you got to have so much. You got to have so much more in common to make it work. I'm so with that. Uh, and Eric mentions again, honest and unscripted is the best way to do YouTube videos. It's more natural and engage. He'll engage with the creator more so if I could tell they're doing it that way. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's been some videos out there that are scripted and you could tell they're scripted and whatnot, and they're boring as hell. A sheWIND video is absolutely a joy to watch. Um, I'm glad that you guys do updates about when the new one's going to drop because basically it just it's really exciting to see. And we have a lot of fun. I know everybody here really enjoys watching them. And but I was really surprised though, Rico, to find out that you were an actor. You wanted to become an actor.
Yeah. So in high school, I was really good at it, and I won a bunch of regional awards on it. So I thought, oh, cool, this is what I'm going to do with my life, and it's hard. It's really hard to become an actual actor. So, again, I wouldn't say that I flopped back to teaching, but I'll say that it was a great backup plan. And I also, so again, I really do enjoy it. And I still, me and my wife, we actually did some acting together too. Again, we were high school sweethearts. We're in plays together and all that in high school. So, again, we started dating our senior year of high school and been together ever since. So, long time together. And, and again, I agree 100% with the hobby thing. We've through the years, we've been married quite a long time. And through the years, we've done a bunch of different hobbies, but this one's a lot of fun.
Where do you see it going for you guys? I mean, what are you gonna do to that point where someone like you've already been noticed by an outside entity, right? You were interviewed, or your one of your videos was featured on a different, was it a digital magazine or whatnot?
Oh, I don't know. Is that true?
Yeah, I thought there was one of your videos that
Oh no, it appeared on the on Sonichu.com, which is the Chris Chan hub of all information.
Oh, okay. No, that's an outside entity though, right?
Yeah, well, that is the first outside entity that kind of spotted us.
But then it got taken down, didn't it?
Oh yeah, recently, but that's fine. But
okay.
Again, it's I'm still just in shock. We have over 100 viewers. To be honest, I really had no end plan in this. I just thought my wife was adorable and amazing, and I just really wanted to share her with the world. So, I think that we'll just continue as we're going. I'm still blown away. I think last I looked at it, you're more in charge. I think we're up to like 800 or something subscribers or something crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Patrick, when you first messaged us, we had 100 saying, "Hey, you want to do an interview?" And that's since you said yes, let's do an interview. We've had 700 more subscribers add to us. So
what can I say? I got the touch.
I'm saying you saw something in us. And,
well, you know what? That's been my modus of operandi, though. I always know which one's coming. It's always been that way. I'm not saying that to be a brag or the ego, but that's really how I made my mark in my career back in California. I always spot the ones that were up and coming before anybody else. I knew you had a winning gimmick. I mean, it was just tremendously fun, and it was interesting, and more importantly, it was endless. You could do this forever.
Absolutely.
Because it's such a unique. It's so fun. Yeah, and so yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to rearrange your time. I mean, how are you gonna do that? I mean, but you just got done saying how you're going through 300 videos. I'm like, oh my god, that's just crazy. How are you gonna prevent burnout? What's the best way for you guys? I know you guys did a vacation where you went to Disney World. So how are you gonna adjust your to your newfound fame, so to speak? I think we lost him.
Yeah. I think we got him frozen there.
Yeah, they might be frozen. If you could hear us, just go ahead and back out and come back in. Hi, Greg. How are you, sir?
Hi, Greg.
Yeah, hopefully it'll just come back in. That's a great channel. I love it. I think the creativity and the fact that you can definitely tell they're in love with each other and they're having so much fun. That's really what comes across, isn't it? I mean,
yes, that's
what it's supposed to be about. What a tremendous couple. I mean, seriously. And it is something for all of us. We all start our YouTube channels, and I think the goal of us all is to get that first 100. And then all of a sudden, then you realize you got that first 100. Next thing you know, now you want your first 1,000. And the more you do it, the more you get into it. It's just like I want to get more and more. But it's almost like feeding the beast, because the more you feed into it, the more you're going to spend the time in front of it. And that can be hard if you have a young family. Yeah, Katie. Yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch that interview. I didn't watch it before because I didn't want it to color this one. But I'm gonna go back and watch yours because I want to see the kind of questions you have. They might. I don't know if they'll come back or not. If not, that's fine, because I know that they're. I got more than I thought, because I know that they were gonna have to put their kids away and go to bed. So let me just check with them and see if they're okay.
Okay.
Oh, here they are. I wasn't sure. There you are.
Yeah, we don't know
Hello.
what happened. I don't know if it was the internet or something, but it
Yeah.
just the window just started spinning.
Yeah, it happens that way. No, we're just hyping you guys up when that's all. We're just hyping you guys up. The question I was going to ask is like you are getting close to that first 1,000. You're getting there. You're going to be monetized. I'm sure you'll be monetized shortly after that. My problem is my question was to you is like, are you guys ready? You know, like you had that first little blurb. That's just the first of the iceberg. Um, this is the first. I think this is the first time anybody here in the chat has actually seen something like this happen. There's been other big YouTube channels that we've never, we don't know about. This is the first one that we've actually seen. You're like a template, like what's going to happen. Are you guys ready for that? Are you guys ready for the roller coaster?
I don't know. We just try to take it one step at a time. We're like we say, we're just still it's hard to believe that it's like 7 new followers a day, and we just we keep trying to promote other channels too, because we think that there's a lot of great content out there. It's not just ours, but we're thankful that we're getting the views, and we're thankful that people are still enjoying the content, and we don't want to stop doing what we're doing, and we don't want people to stop enjoying our content. We want to still keep putting it out. So if people still like us and like what we're doing, then we still want to keep making people laugh. And I'm really pleased because my worst fear was that like Rico said, was that people would think I was dumb, and nobody has said anything. People have been super positive, and like people have said things that were kind of creepy, like I really like your voice, which was weird.
I, I actually thought to protect your identity, I actually thought you were using a voice modulator.
No,
I thought
So did I.
yeah, I thought you were to protect your voice.
That would be smart.
No,
Yeah.
it's my real voice. It is pretty distinct too, but it's my real voice. But yeah, somebody said something, and then somebody said something else about like, wanting to know what my
Are you as hot as your avatar is?
Yeah, and that was really weird.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know quite what to make of that, because I don't know who looks at an avatar and thinks, is that a hot avatar? But
But we appreciate their support nonetheless.
That's right. Greg mentioned here that he mentioned he and his wife are also a husband and wife team based in Arizona, and they are rebuilding a box van. And he just mentioned that that I was right about, like, their channel's going to 2,500, but they don't have the same conditions that you guys operate under. They're open, and they're you see them doing what they're doing. You see their faces and whatnot, and it's a little it's a little different, because they're able to show their faces. But it still, it still must be, because you always got to be careful. Like, you don't want to say the wrong thing. You don't want to say, you don't want to, you don't want to give anything away. That's going to put a little pressure on you. And you don't want to be overwhelmed by sitting down and doing 300 channels. I know somebody who does that. I know someone who will sit down there, put 200 videos up, and go right through them all. And it's just like, that's crazy. That's I love the dedication, but you got to have time for you, right?
I mean, that's, again, she does it every morning. We get up, and again, I watch her and she's watching the videos. I will say that if it is a trailer reaction, usually the first one gets the best response. Because by the 12th trailer reaction of the same trailer, I will
Yeah,
look over
right.
at sheWIND, and Disney's eyes are glazing over. So
yeah. What do you guys just? Who? I got one now. This will really put you on the spot.
Oh,
This
no.
will really put you on the spot. But what are like 5 or 6 of your favorite YouTube channels so far?
I mean, can we pick?
Sure.
Have Cheetah will view?
Oh, no. Okay. I'm disqualified. I'm disqualified.
Well, Popping the Popcorn has been super supportive of us.
And she just started her channel just recently.
Started her channel, and we did like a show with her.
What is it? The Cinema Squad.
Cinema Squad.
Those
Yeah,
guys are super supportive. We created an animation for their costume party tomorrow. So you'll see old Dizzy in animation form in her costume submission.
Nice.
Oh,
so we really like them.
What were those other guys? We created a video for. I thought we created a video for someone else.
We created quite a few videos. I mean, again, one of the favorite videos that I like to do is the ones where Dizzy tells me, "Hey, here are all the channels who have been super supportive of us. Create animations for them." And she'll give me a nice long list. And again, I don't get to watch these videos as much as she does, so I'll go watch your guys' videos and get to like learn you guys and learn about you guys and make animations of you guys. Those are the shout out videos are some of my favorite ones to make.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun. Those are a lot of fun. And we're all thankful for those. Those are the first time you guys said, "Hey, I got something for you," and then you showed it, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Not only did you put me, but put the cheetah in there, which made me that made me happy. The cheetah it loves his fame. I'll tell you that he is a fame cat. Yeah. And
the one you did of Hobbs was wonderful. I love that.
Yeah, that was awesome too. Our fearless leader there. So I'm gonna let you guys. I'll open the questions to the chat. If you guys have some questions for Dizzy and Rico, go ahead and throw them up there, and we'll go ahead and take a few questions. I'm sure I've forgotten many questions that you guys want answered, so feel free. We'll give them a couple minutes here to start cranking out some questions. So what's coming up next? What's your next what's your next 3 videos you guys are going to be putting out?
Next one coming out is
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
I am currently. We just finished watching this weekend Mad Max. And we don't have a third one yet because again we only have about a 2-week window. And when we went to Disney World, I got behind. So we have to watch another video. But Dizzy is refusing to let me show her another video until I finish Mad Max. She says, "No,
okay.
Not watch another movie until you finish the animation for Mad Max."
Wow, yeah, she's a taskmaster.
Oh, she is the boss of the relationship. There's no denying that.
Well, because
Yeah.
Mad Max, guys, was not. Have you seen Mad Max?
Mad Max is a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What? See, that's another thing too. Is like, like what's gonna happen? Like some of the movies you guys have watched. I agree with you. I'm like, they're good. They're okay movies, but they're not great movies. Now, to me, my opinion, the next one you guys are doing, that's a great movie, and it's going to be really interesting to see how well you guys react, Disney, to a good movie. I'm just so anxious to see that. That's going to be like Mad Max too. I mean, I could get Mad Max is a little slow in the beginning, but it's such a good movie though. There's a lot of heart to it, and that's the thing. It's like, how are you going to watch a movie that really has a little bit of soul to it? I mean, and still make it, still have it, be a lot of fun.
For Mad Max, I'll tell you, I made a really poor choice with Mad Max. I hyped it up too much, and then we watched it in 2 parts, the first half and the second half. So first I hyped it, and we only watched half the movie. And Dizzy was completely like, "Nope, this is the worst thing I've ever watched." It took us how many days to restart watching the second half?
Oh, I don't know. Several.
Like 4 or 5 days for me to actually put it back on. And Disney was just like, please don't make me watch it. I'm like, it gets better, I promise. It gets better.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Rico. The first half of the movie, it's good, it's okay, but it's the second half. The second half is just blisters, and like I said, it has a lot of heart to it. You know, there's real some some emotion in it. Um, are you guys going to try to do something a little bit offbeat? Something a little down like the romantic comedy type of theme, or are you going to just stick to action and adventure?
So I will say, our original plan. So originally, how I got Dizzy to do this was I get to pick a movie, she gets to pick a movie. I get to pick a movie, she gets to pick a movie, and we recorded Lord of the Rings, and it was hilarious and it was so wonderful. And then the movie she picked was what was it? That was that pregnancy movie. 9 months later. What was it called? Remember?
Oh, I can't.
What to expect when you're expecting?
What to expect when you're expecting, and then he wouldn't. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do a review of it.
I literally was like this. I literally said this movie is not a movie. It's just vignettes. There's no theme. There's no plot. It's just a bunch of women who got pregnant. And that's the whole movie. And like, I was like, I could give a review for each person, but this is not right. And then we watched another movie. We watched RoboCop and then something else. And that movie I gave a perfect review for. We recorded it, and it wasn't funny. It just was, so sheWIND probably will never happen. Just because I'm not as funny as she is. I want to do some weirder movies, but at the same time, I really don't want to upset her.
Right, yeah.
Because Highlander was one that she was actually mad at me about. And
why?
Because it had too much of going back to the past, back to the present, back to the past, back to the present. And what'd you think of Highlander, not spoiling our retelling?
Yeah, it just jumped around a lot. I don't know. It just jumped around too much for me. I don't know.
And it's hard for the retelling.
It's like, now where are we?
So, like, again, a movie like, I would love to do something like Naked Lunch, or some of these or like Brazil, or Baron Munchausen, or some of these more crazy fun movies. But I don't think Disney would enjoy them.
We do have a question. We do have a question from Casey, who he wants to know what are Disney's favorite movies? What are your 5 favorite movies, Disney? Your personal 5 favorite.
Oh gosh. So I really like the movie Elf with Will Ferrell. I'm a sucker for Disney movies, so I really like Little Mermaid. I really, gosh, my husband probably knows me better than myself. I really like the movie Enchanted. That's 3. 2 more.
A Walk to Remember you do like.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it top 5?
Probably not.
Probably not top 5. I really like the movie Gladiator, actually. I really like the movie Gladiator. I really like that movie. And I really like the movie, gosh, what's it called? It's about the title is escaping me right now. It's about the inmates. It's about the inmates on death row.
Green Mile?
Green Mile.
No, Shawshank.
The Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank.
Yeah. How about you, Rico? What are your 5 favorites?
Let's think. I love Conan the Barbarian. I really love, because I watched it a lot, Nightmare Before Christmas. That holds a really special place in my heart. Evil Dead 2. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, and The Lord of the Rings. Again, probably The Two Towers.
Good movie. Good picks. Good picks. How about you? How about anybody else? Anybody else? Have you guys ever watched a movie that you guys walked out of a theater on?
It's part
Yes.
one.
He walked out of Gothica with his parents.
Was that Halle Berry who was in that?
Yeah. We walked out of that movie. He also walked out of, what movie did you walk out of?
Which one? What was it about?
I don't remember.
There was one that just came out a couple of years ago about Egyptian gods or something like that. Gods of
Oh
Egypt.
no, you did not walk out of that, did you?
I did. I was with my daughter, and she was miserable. And she was complaining the entire time. And she was just like, please, can we leave? Please. So we walked out of it and went and watched Minions instead.
Yeah, Gods of Egypt.
Yeah, Gods of Egypt, yeah. And I also, again, this is going to be a kind of a hot take. I walked out of, what is that movie? I think it's called A Knight's Tale.
Yeah, with Heath Ledger.
Yep, I walked out of that movie because I was from the commercials, it made it sound like it was like Braveheart 2. So I was all ready for a super adventure, like action movie. And I sat down, I was like, oh, a comedy. I'm not in the mindset for this. And I walked out.
And it had modern music to it.
Yep, that minute they did the bump, bump, ch, bump, bump. I was like, oh, I'm in the wrong movie.
Yeah, I'm out.
Brain turned off.
Yeah, I'm with you about those movies. It's like, wow, it looks fun. And you go in there, next thing you know, hear modern music, and you go like, I'm out.
Yep, no, not for me.
Anybody have more questions? More questions for our guests, Dizzy and Rico. Mitchell says he loves A Knight's Tale.
So do I.
That happens. So, I mean, you know, I get it. You know, like there's everybody has that movie that everybody else likes, and you just don't. You know, it happens that for everybody.
I'll be honest. I've watched Elf so many times. I despise that movie now.
Well, I got one for you. One that you can look up that you'll love. It's called Knights of Badassdom.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It is absolutely a joy. You'll absolutely love that movie. Knights of Badassdom. Yep. And then they're also releasing a new movie with Peter Dinklage, because I love Peter Dinklage too.
Oh yes.
And he's coming out this fall, in December, with a new take on Cyrano de Bergerac.
I saw the trailer for that. That looks really good.
It does. It has one of my favorite actresses right now. I'm just totally enamored of her, and Haley Bennett. Mm-hmm. She's lovely. Yeah. All right. Last call for questions. Last call for questions. Okay, here's one. What was the first movie you guys watched together? Was that the Walk to Remember, right?
Yes.
Walk to Remember. Do you remember the first movie we saw in the theater?
I don't remember in the theater.
I remember seeing The Ring. That was probably one of the funniest movies we ever saw in theater.
Yeah, probably The Ring was the first movie we saw in theaters. We went with our friend from high school. And literally, so I react weird to horror movies. I laugh the entire time. It's just how I deal with like panic. I just giggle, and you know. So I literally had Dizzy on one of my arms in the fetal position. I had our high school friend on my other arm, fetal position. Both of them in tears, and I'm just there cackling at this movie. They're in tears because are they in tears because they're scared, or they're in tears because they're watching you laugh? No, they're actually scared. Oh wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. Let's see. Fairy Tale mentions she's never seen Elf, but she did see Night with Roxbury. What are some of your favorite actors? And then we'll let you go. Gosh, I don't know. I really like Will Ferrell. I like the stuff that he's in. He makes me laugh. Yeah, I don't know other than that. For me, if I'm going to do comedy, it'd be Steve Martin. I think like Three Amigos is one of my favorite all-time movies, which, again, I think it doesn't get enough appreciation. I think the movie's absolutely hilarious. Straight up by kind of humor.
Like I'm really into like 80s movies. So like, Arnold, Sylvester, all those guys are just like my kind of like things. Whenever I see, any of those 80s action stars, I get it. Like, I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited for this. So again, any of those guys from the 80s are like my like heroes.
We both like Steve Carell.
Steve Carell's funny.
One of our favorite shows is The Office. So
yeah, The Office is. If we're not watching a movie, The Office is on TV any episode, but we do skip Scott's Tots.
Yeah, we don't watch that episode. Scott's Tots.
What did you guys think of Revenge of the Nerds? I'm just gonna ask that for Jennifer.
I really enjoyed that movie as a kid. But I really thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Again, I I'm going to say it. Revenge of the Nerds and Porky's really got me through my adolescence.
You just made Jennifer very, very happy.
Oh, wonderful! Love it. And I would actually be shocked if Dizzy has seen it. Have you seen Revenge of the Nerds?
I have not.
There you go.
Oh,
maybe one of our episodes.
That could be an episode right there.
There you go.
I want to thank everybody out in the chat for coming out tonight. I've kept these folks a little bit longer than I was supposed to, so I definitely want to let them go. I want to say thank you to our guests, Rico and Dizzy, for coming up and doing this interview. It was lovely, and it was so nice seeing you guys, and just good fortune to you guys. You guys have a real bright future. I do think, like I said, I do think your channel will get some mainstream coverage rather soon. I mean, once someone sees what you guys are doing and how you're doing it, it's going to just go viral. It will. It's just going to. And it's going to be fun to see how you guys enjoy the ride. And more importantly, at this time next year, if you'll be able to come back and do this again.
Let's plan for it, Patrick.
Absolutely.
No, Patrick, I really want to thank you personally, because I remember when Dizzy was looking at different channels and we're starting out the channel. You're one of the first ones, again, along with the Cinema Squad, along with the Cinema Deacons, who actually helped push us out and put us in front of new people. So I just want to really appreciate what you do for the community and getting our name out there at first, because I really do think that first push helped us on this. Again, we're definitely, at this point, I don't even think we're running downhill. I think we're tumbling like a boulder downhill very quickly. I just hope there's water at the bottom. We'll find out.
Well, there are, and it's called us, your community. We're your water.
I appreciate it.
Yep. We're your water. You'll always be in good hands with us. Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching you guys. I'm very tickled to be the first one to, I guess I'm spoiling it, but what can I say? Medic, I'm just really tickled that I'm going to be the first one to actually have a movie watched. I really am excited because it's one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. And if anybody hasn't already picked up on this already, there's a clue about the movie that we've been saying all night long. So I guess you guys will pick up on that. Thanks again. We'll be back here on Sunday night. We'll be back here on my channel Sunday night for 8 o'clock for the ISC Midnight Night Show. And then 9:30 next Sunday. And you guys are all welcome to come in. Please come for the midnight hour. We're starting at 9:30. It's going to be our Halloween Spooktacular 2021. We're going to have all the crew's going to be here. Hobbs Horror, myself, Jennifer, Mr. Bones. And come celebrate Halloween with us on Sunday night. Love to see you guys all here. All right, that'll be it for all of us. Thank you for coming, and we'll say goodnight. And if you guys will just stay here just for a minute, sheWIND.
Absolutely.
And you too, Jennifer.
Okay.